Hello, welcome back to Code with Petit Pois. As mentioned in our previous tutorial, we are going to do the final two sections of this Figma template that was submitted by a subscriber. So it's the call to action, course call to action, and then a little profile section here. So we're going to start by making this two-column layout with a title, a description, and a button. So we've done all these things before, so it'll be fairly straightforward to make the component. So I'm going to call this one course CTA.astro, and as usual we'll bring in our layout. And we want a div with a class of grid dash calls dash 1, and then on a medium we want to make sure that it's grid dash calls dash 2. So that's our two-column layout. Okay, so we said we wanted one div with some text and the other div with an image. So the div with the text, which is my course, practical Astro course, Astro.js, sorry. And I'm going to put it as a span, which we will need later, and say Udemy course, and now a nice blurb. And we're going to import the button, so let's put button. And we could put a dynamic link here. We'll say course link, which we'll put at the top. So first of all, we'll import the button from Starwind, components /starwind / button Astro, and we will now add a course link. And obviously, if you don't have a course, you don't need this section, but it could be any call to action you want. We're going to do the get course. I'm going to make sure it's background text white, that's fine. And the H1, we want to make sure that it is got the class of heading, so we've got the font that we want. And the span has a class of text, purple. I think we're going to go with 300. Okay, so now that we've got that, we go to our index page, index.astro, and then we're going to add course CTA. Okay, so if we take a look. Alright, so it's got everything there, but not exactly how we like it. So we have the div, which is fine, but we have no padding. So let's see what this looks like by adding some padding. Okay, looks a bit better. And we need to make sure that the H1 also has text, or is it 7XL? All right, okay, we're getting somewhere. Looks very good. This purple isn't quite right, so let's change it to 700. See if that looks better. Okay, yeah, that's more like it. And it's a little bit bigger, so let's go with 8. Oh wow, it's a bit big. And we're going to go with width full. So if it goes along the page, no, it doesn't. Okay, so we'll add the width full to the div instead. Okay, no, that's not what we want. Okay, well, right now this is good enough, so we'll say 6. That's more like it. Yeah, that's more like what we want. Okay, and the button needs to say get the course. Excellent. We want it to be just a little bit bigger than that, so as I say 2XL for the text. Excellent. Okay, it's just get course. Awesome. So the orange isn't quite right, so I'm just going to change this to orange-btn. Okay, so that's the orange we want. We don't need rounded, but we do need height. Let's go height 32, see what we get. Oh wow, so that's way too big. Let's go height 12. And I'm going to remove the rounded in a second. That's more like it. Let's go with height 12. Okay, so that looks really good. Again, I'm going to use, I'm going to do another div, and we're going to use an image, and we're going to say placehold.co / let's say 400 again, by 400, alt, practical, Astro.js course image. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got the image. Okay, the image is a little bit bigger than that, so let's go maybe 800 by 400. Yeah, that's more like it. Excellent, that's perfect. So we just need the this color here to make that. So what we'll do is we'll actually open this in the editor so we can get that color in the background. But just like that, we've been able to make a nice component just very, very quickly, because we're redoing everything that you've done in the past. If this takes too long, we'll come back to it. But while it's opening, yeah, it's going to take too long. So we will we'll come back to that, and we'll just move on to the footer. Okay, so this is the final section of the page. So we have an about me area, a little bit of a blurb, some icons, social media icons, and get a consultation. And then we've also got an image down here for donation, and also a simple footer at the bottom. So that's what we'll be making now. So just like we did with the course, we'll make this little about me section. So we'll start with a component saying about Astro. This is a component, so we'll import the layout. And right now the background is actually just black, which is great. Background dash black, and text is white. And I'm going to say about me. It's going to have the heading. And then I'm just going to have some lorem ipsum about me. And for now, let's just take a look and see what that looks like. And then we want to import, we're definitely going to need that button, so import button from Starwind. And that's going to be off to here, and it's say button get a consultation. Obviously you can say whatever you want, but this is we're going to add a form link. We're going to give this a class of text 2XL, uppercase, background, purple, 400. And we're just going to have a const at the top here. Confirmation link. Yeah, so that should link to a form of some kind, maybe a Google form or something. Right now it just links back to this page, but you can obviously update that. It's always good to do that, so just in case links change, you don't have to try and find it in the code. You can just update it in one location. Now we'll go to index.astro and import what we have so we can take a look. So we say about is imported, and we can take a look now. About me. All right. So we definitely got the about me, except it should be. Let's close these two. This actually should be heading, and the text should be about me. Sorry, I forgot that. We should do that because we've there we go. So that's exactly what we need. See, it helps to make nice components, that way you can reuse things. And we also need these social media icons. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 social media icons. So we could have a const of social links, yeah, and they could have, yeah, it could be Twitter, GitHub, there's too many. So we've got, what have we got? We've got LinkedIn, X, okay. LinkedIn, X, YouTube, GitHub. I've got the Play Store, and well, you can have whatever you want, but anyway, here they are. Now we can get these icons from icones.js.org, and let's say we put in a LinkedIn. We could choose this one, and all we need to do is add this. So we copy this text here, we're going to stop this, sorry. We're going to stop this build. Oops. Clear the screen. And we are going to import that. That's it. And now what we need to do is, where's Astro? Here's Astro. Solid.js, there's Astro, this as well. So we copied that. Let's see what it does if we paste it here. Okay, so that's not what I want. What we want is something called npx astro add icon. It's not an official package. Is that right? Let me just check this. Astro add icon. Oh, this is it. This is the real thing. Instead, npx astro add astro icon. That's what we want. There we are. So we're going to install that. And what this will do, this will help us to add these icons. Now we can run dev, that's fine. And now we can import icon from Astro components. And just before the button, we're going to have a div. And we're going to loop through all these social links in a unordered list, and each list item will contain the link and the icon. So if we take a look now, yeah, that is okay. So I want to make sure that we have the right links, so we're just going to say MDI LinkedIn. I'm going to say MDI Twitter, because we know we installed that. MDI YouTube and MDI GitHub. Okay, so with that in mind, there they are. Excellent. Now we only want the icons, we don't need the name. I'm just going to remove that. And each LI we want it to have a class of rounded full and border. Okay, excellent. And width and height, we're going to say 32. Oh wow, that's way too big. Okay, so I'm going to say 16. Okay, it's still quite big. We'll have a padding of 4. That's better. And if we take a look, it's kind of similar to what we have there. Maybe the padding's too much. Or we can go down to 8. Okay, let's see, it's too small, so we'll leave it at 16. And okay, that's great, but we want maybe the hover text should be orange to match the theme that we've already been using. Hover orange, is that right? No. Okay, it's not doing it. I'll leave it as it was. I'll leave it as the purple. That's pretty nice anyway. So there's the about me and the consultation. So we need a margin bottom of 8 on the unordered list. Excellent. And the get a consultation is square, not rounded. So consultation 600 or 700 actually, I think it was. I'm looking at padding of 4. Just yeah, okay, padding of 8. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. So with that, we've been able to get a list of social icons. I think the hover needs to be BG-purple maybe 800, just to have a slight tint. So that's that. So next we need to make the this image here. So this is a rounded image with some text and image. So what we'll do, format this document, that's fine. We'll have a div, a class of rounded full, BG white, padding 8. Let's see what this gives us. Excellent. Okay. B dash full. Okay. So then we'll do tr dash full. Nice. Okay. So rounded R full. So at the right is full. Rounded top. Okay. I'll just say rounded full for now. And we're gonna do max width SM. Awesome. Actually, make MD maybe. And we want to have a little donate button. So let's put another button, class of BG-green-300, and just say donate. So let's take a look. Okay, that's a little bit too. Let's go 400. Closer. 6. Yeah, that's it. So we have that. Okay, it doesn't look too good, so we're just going to say rounded R. Okay, everything on the right is rounded. And this one, everything on the left is rounded, so change this to L. Dash full. Rounded R T dash full. Okay, so it's not full. We want maybe it should be something like XL. Okay, it's not bad. Rounded top. XL. Okay. Alright, so we got it, but we just need to move it to the other side. So let's have a div for the class of align right, and put that inside. Okay, we'll get back to it. So here we've made this div into a flex, and we've said items right, justify end, margin top 8, and I think that's very similar to what we have here. Okay, the max width maybe needs to be XL. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's a smiley face here. That's up to you to add if you want to do that, but there you go. And I think this is open, so we can get this color that we needed for the other section. So let's just do that. So here's the color. Here it is. Okay. So let's just go back to that section, which was the course CTA. We wanted to put a background of this color. There we go. So I think this is more or less what we need, which is very similar to what we have here. Okay, this one needs maybe some more padding. Okay, yeah, let's add some more padding for that. And the about. So let's add some more padding. Let's go padding 16. Oh, hasn't done anything. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, maybe more actually. Let's go padding 32 all around. Oh yeah, okay, that looks much better. And the donate button works. Well, it hovers and everything. Get consultation, it's hover. The get course doesn't quite look like the get course here. Okay, so let's just update that. So let's go back to course CTA, and we'll give this a class of text XL. Okay, yeah, this looks very good. Margin top of 4, and this is fine, except we want the padding to be 8. Yeah, that's better. Maybe we can add a margin bottom to the MB as well. There we go, that's better. There seems to be a bit of a padding issue. Okay, so make sure that the padding around the entire thing is 16, just like the other one. So that should, okay, should align, but it doesn't. Oh, it was 32, sorry. 32 looks like it's going to be big, but let's take a look. Okay, yep, 32 it works. So we're going to go through and add padding 32 to everything so that everything aligns very well. So we go back to the project and change that to 32. And then the same with videos. We'll change that to P32. And we'll do the same with what I offer as well. So everything aligns very well. Yeah, that's very good. So then let's look at the offers, and we will change that to 32 as well. Padding 32. All right, so everything aligns very nicely, and we have successfully completed. Oh, there's one more thing. We have this little footer at the bottom here. So that's easily done. So we just make another component. This is why we love Astro. All we need to do is another footer.astro component here. And I'm just going to have a div, and this is, what is it? It's just 2 columns here, or just flex actually. Copyright, and okay, let's just do the copyright. So say each one do and copy, and then in the curly braces we'll put year. We'll say copyright, all rights reserved. Obviously change that to your company name, so we'll say company name, and at the top we'll add some front matter, and we'll say const year equals new date get full year, and const company name is your company name, so I'm going to just put, yeah, that's fine. And what we're going to do this time, instead of putting it inside of index, we're actually just going to put it inside of layout. So if we ever make any more pages, that will show up all over your site. So we'll import the footer, and that's what we want it to look like. That's not what it's going to look like. For some reason it's adding it everywhere. Oh, I know why. Okay, because we are adding layout to each of these files, and we don't need to. So let's remove layout from all of these. So we'll go through and we'll remove layout from all of them. We don't need it. Heading is fine. Hero is fine. I think we figured that out and then we forgot. So there you go. Okay. So now it should only be at the bottom. The only one we have to change is the videos. Let's do the videos, and let's remove the layout from the video. We don't need that. We only need it in, because we're bringing everything into the index page. The index page has the layout. So now everything should be as it is, as it was, but now we have this footer at the bottom, and we want to make sure that it has some padding. I'm actually going to change this to a footer with the class of BG black, text white, padding 4. And for some reason it is not, because I've got footer. instead of footer. Okay, there we go. Nice. So we know, actually we want this to be padding 32, don't we? Excellent. And we only want the padding to be on the left. Okay. We want a little padding on the bottom, so we'll say px4. Oh, sorry, MB. No. X-8. Let's try that. Let's just change everything to padding 32. Let's leave it at that. All right. And we want there to be a border top. We don't need the text center. Excellent. And the line is 1. Okay, so I want to make sure that the border is actually 1 and the border is white. White, grey. Okay, maybe it's grey. Maybe it was right. It was grey. And we want the padding to be 16, maybe. I think. Just, yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. We know that we need this to be a certain style. So if we look in our layout, we know that we want the font family to be Azure Mono. And we just add basically footer. Oops. The divs and the footer should have this Azure Mono. There we go. So we have successfully completed converting this Figma file into a Astro component. Okay, so this is what's going to be available to you. I've reworked it so that it can be easily edited, changed to company, used placeholder images. Obviously this can be edited because it's just an array inside the file. Same with the projects. These are just markdown files that you just need to change. And the videos can link wherever you want them to. And I left the Udemy course in case you have a course or something you want to call an action, call to action section. And the about me, these don't link to anything, but you can obviously add your links in the file. So that's everything for this project. And because we've done quite a bit, we're actually just going to make sure that we commit this project. So what did we do? We did the added video projects, videos, footer, and images. So then we say commit and sync. So that's going to push all the code that we've done. It's nicely saved in our GitHub repository, which I will make available to you in the description. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial series, and see you in the next one. Like and subscribe.